What's going on, YouTube? It is 8 o'clock on a Tuesday night on the East Coast, and that means it's time for Proper Royals Live. I got Ray from Alluring Serpents on the show tonight. Legitimately one of the really good dudes in the industry, and I've had the pleasure of meeting him in person. I think only once, but we've hung out on different shows before. But I can't wait to talk to him one-on-one in a show focused on ball pythons tonight. And we're going to talk about the journey of trying to get to being a pure full-time ball python breeder. And I think I've made some assumptions here, but I think it's something that we have in common, that goal to get there. So we're going to talk about that. And that's coming right up. Ray will be on in just a moment. I got a couple announcements first. Most importantly, up until I was a father, Thanksgiving was my very favorite holiday. It's still my favorite holiday, except for seeing the joy on my boy's face on Christmas morning. I'm thankful for all of you. I don't say that in a cheesy way. Oh, thank goodness Thanksgiving's here. I can say I'm thankful. I legitimately am absolutely grateful for you. And I love the idea that it's a community and more than just an audience, or more than, you aren't just a metric. Like, you guys are great to me. And I hope I give thanks year round, but I specifically like to remember to this time of year. Also, coincidentally, I could not have planned it any better. If you go check the date, if you want to fact check me, you'll see that it's true. This today, probably like right now, 2 years ago, I posted my very first, to the day, to probably to the moment. It was probably in the afternoon or evening. I clicked upload. I put my first YouTube video on, and I didn't realize this until today. YouTube gave me a little pop-up thing. Man, maybe I should have done like a retrospective night or some nonsense. I don't know. That's all sentimentality. That's all backwards. We got to look forward, right? I don't know. But it wraps into my thankfulness. If you had told me 2 years ago, when I was recording on my little Android phone, is what I was making videos on, that I'd be doing live streams in Jacksonville, Florida. I still lived in North Carolina. I had no idea what the next 2 years would bring. None whatsoever. I just wouldn't have believed you. So, I don't drink when I'm on the air, when I'm doing my show. But if I were, I would say cheers to you. Thank you all for the support. I am thankful for you. How cool, right? Speaking of people getting started, shout out to John over at Inquiline. If you haven't checked out his channel, maybe somebody could put it in the chat. So maybe John's in the chat. John did his first live last night. I thought pretty good. He did the one chip challenge thing where you eat a blazing hot chip. I wasn't real familiar myself, except I saw Kike had done it about a month ago, and I thought Kike was going to die, and he didn't. So John decides to eat 2 chips, not just one. You got to go check it out. No spoilers here. There you go. You got to go check it out. He talks some ball pythons in there too. He had some pretty good guests on last night, I got to say. Good high quality guests. That was me. I was one of them. Jeremy Warfel was on. Kent from Kent's Craft Brews was on as well. Huge thanks. I might have just seen him comment. Maybe not. Maybe I'm making it up. Huge thanks to Jesse Music from Musical Pythons. Jesse drove up from Orlando, no short trip to Jacksonville, and brought his ultrasound machine, and we got to hang out. But he was kind enough to show me and to actually ultrasound every one of my breeder females. So I got a little bit of a game plan. Those of you that have ultrasounds know I need a little more context. I'm assuming they're all building, but they could be coming down instead of going up. So I only have one reading, but I'm going to assume they're all building based on the time of the year. And I'm going to go from there, and we'll see if it gives me some insight. I do still have an ultrasound on my list, but you know how life goes. I'll get there. Excuse me. I had last Thursday, I had a bit of a medical procedure. I'll spare you the details. I'll tell you, I'm sitting on a donut cushion for the foreseeable near future, but it's going to be a great improvement over the conditions I had endured for It's crazy what your body can normalize, or what we could get used to. What's the boiling frog example? Like, you put a frog in cold water and slowly boil it, it'll never jump out. It'll just sit there and tolerate everything until it's dead. Maybe that's what I was doing to my body. But anyhow, I got some severe problems addressed. I should be a new man very, very soon. Got to hang out with Gershon on the telephone. If you don't know Gershon, well, I bet we all know Gershon. He's done so much for this community. Go check out his channel if you get a chance. It was good to hang out with Gershon this week. Let me see. Oh, you know what? Let's give some huge thanks. Right. Oh, you know what? We got to wait for Ray to come on because you can't even see the banner. All right, we'll do that after. Hang on. I don't know if you've probably caught on. You watch the channel. I'm always trying to innovate. I'm always trying to do like constant improvement. I'm not trying to. I do. I believe in it. It's something I look towards a lot. So I updated my banner on my YouTube channel. If you want to check it out, I'd appreciate it. Any feedback? I thought the other one looked a little bit like I was still filming videos on a Google Android phone. Nothing wrong with Androids. It was not like a top line Samsung or anything. I had a Samsung right up until I got the Apple. But no, it was a junky Android. Like, let me make clear. It was like, you know, here you go. This is the free pile. Check out my YouTube channel banner. Also, let me know. I'm experimenting with no light behind me. So I usually have a light behind me. Tonight I have no light. I don't know if I like it or not. Maybe I like the glow. Maybe, I don't know. In one way, it kind of makes me like this floating head alien thing too, you know? I don't know. Tell me what you think. You can leave comments. If you're watching the replay, definitely leave comments. Hey, click on another live and see the light behind me. Then you can compare it. You know what I'm saying? I got a new pickup this week. Pretty cool. I got an Axanthic het clown male. Pretty cool, right? I don't have the female components yet, but I'll be breeding them next year maybe. Anyway, I could put them to use. That was from Keith at Creative Genetics out in Paso Robles, California. Man, Keith's got stickers, man. Boom. What does one do with 5 stickers? Well, we'll put them up is what we're going to do. Nice handwritten thank you note. Really, really cool. Keith, thank you very much, man. It's actually a trade. He got some animals from me too. Keith, Creative. Come on now. Oh, it sees my eyeball. There we go. Now it'll focus. Look at that right there. You cover your eyeballs. Creative Genetics. Thank you, Keith. Huge shout out. All my love in the world to Lady Tiz Nicole Tisdale. She just completed her 60 miles over 3 days to raise money for the Susan G. Komen Foundation for cancer research. As the proud and sometimes sorrowful survivor of my mother, I'm the son of a woman who did not survive cancer. Cancer took my mother. Thank you so much, Nicole. I couldn't be prouder of you. Nicole, I'm going to get emotional. Nicole was kind enough to put my mother's name on the back of her shirt to help, among other wonderful women's names on the back of that shirt, of people that she was walking in honor of. I am happy to say many of whom are still with us and are survivors, but there was, some that aren't. And thanks, Nicole. That was amazing. Quick shout out across the pond to Nikki Jane, new watcher. She's been checking out my Facebook channel. She reached out to me with some questions on breeding. Happy to help. Turns out she's a Liverpool fan. If you follow the Premier League, I do pull for Liverpool. So sorry, Man U. I guess your boy, your golden boy quit on you, huh? Tough luck. I think that's it. Ray from Alluring Serpents. I'm going to wait for Ray to come on so he could tell this story, but I'm telling you, he's one of the really good dudes in the industry. I met him in person at Daytona, and I remember he beelined towards me, and I was like, man, I feel like this guy knows me, but I don't know him, man. I had never seen him before. I didn't know, I knew his brand. I knew some of the snakes that he had, but I didn't know him. He introduced himself to me, and I got to ask Ray, but Ray goes, Ray goes north of. I bet he's taller than 6'2". I bet he's 6'3", 6'4", man. So I was like, man, this guy knows me. I hope he's coming to me for a pleasant meeting. So we're going to talk going full time. Please welcome for the very first time to the Proper Royals stage. This is Ray from Alluring Serpents. Ray, what's going on, man? How are you? I got no sound from you, man.
Oh shit! My
there we go. There we go.
Way to start it off, Ray.
No, yeah, hey, you know what, man? I was like, I know he's got sound. We spent 15 minutes sound checking, man. We're all set on sound. Yeah, hey, thank you for being here, man. Happy Thanksgiving week to you.
Same to you, bro.
Thank you, man. Thank you. We both, on a serious note, we were talking, and you know, I think we both acknowledged no matter what each of us has going on, everybody else has something going too. So in this time of thanks, my heart goes out to people who are working through different things. And in the same way, Nicole helped me get through some stuff. If anybody out there, you know, you need to blow off steam, whatever, this is a community here. So I know the holidays are tough for people. So Ray, thank you for being here tonight, man. And
no problem, man. Thank you, bro.
All right, where was I over? I'm going to take 6'3", over or under on 6'3".
Here, so two things, little disclaimer. I got a toothache. I can't shut my mouth all the way. I might sound like I have a lisp, but it's just I got to work on that. But anyway, I'm 6'5", so you were close.
6'5", all right. So I took the over. That was correct then.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, so give us the brief story. If people don't know you, Ray, they should go to your YouTube page and see this video. And I know Joe is in the audience as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Give us
Kingdom
Pythons. Give us the shorter version, or give us the trailer version so that people go check out the video, man.
Yeah, sure. So Joe was in a chat on Jeremy Warfels when he was interviewing Brian Gundy, and he asked if anybody wanted to participate in speaking with his class about the industry. So Joe teaches all his kids about our industry from A to Z. He has snakes in the classroom. I said, hey, Joe, give me a shout on Instagram. Let's talk about it. I'm interested. And we had a conversation, and I was super excited about what he's doing. And I think everybody should be, because at the end of the day, the children are our future, right? And and he's doing a wonderful job teaching kids about snakes. He's teaching them about the industry. He's teaching them about business. He's teaching them about husbandry. I mean, everything from A to Z. And I just was kind of heartfelt about that. And we were having a conversation. He said he didn't have an ultrasound. Joe is actually a biology teacher, so super important for a biology teacher to have an ultrasound, right? For anatomy,
like a whole different level, man.
Yeah, so I thought that was really cool, and it kind of stuck out to me, and I was like, let me see if I could do something for you. You know, I personally couldn't do anything for him because I don't have it like that.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that I can't reach out to people and see if I could gather up, you know, some funds from good people and get it done for him. And sure enough, man, we got it done in like 3 days. So salute to everybody that helped out. Big salutes to everybody. People are like, Ray, you're doing great. I'm like, it's not me, it's everybody else. I just brought the idea to the table, and people ran with it.
I'm telling you, man, when I say it's a community, that's not just like some tagline or brand that I want to slap on stuff. It's unreal. Whether it's Nicole, whether it's the stuff that you're talking about for Joe, whether it's Gershon, just hooking up everybody, man, he puts everybody else first. And then I got to tell you, guys, guys like Jeremy Baud have been, like, we've become really good friends, but I mean, he was a really good mentor to me to start with. And to this day, he's still supporting the show, man. So like, huge shout out to Jeremy. Go check out Jeremy at Baud's Exotic Reptiles. His link is down below. And while we're shouting out some things and paying some bills, check out REDLINE shipping. I think you all know my stance on it. That's the one. Yeah. I got to get better. That way. To my right.
This way.
There we go. REDLINE shipping. Look, I'm in a business arrangement with them. I got to talk about them. However, I was a customer of theirs before I ever entered into this sort of business relationship with them. And I truly think the experience is better. Plus, they're going to hook you up. Hang on. I got to take John's comment off of here. Check it out. Use the promo code proper5. Get yourself an extra $5 off of your next shipping label. And I got a little hack for you. Everybody's running these Black Friday deals and specials. Not to mention, like, the market is so low right now. Like, you should be buying. Like, this. If you got cash, buy right now.
Yeah, that's huge.
You could buy whoever you're buying from. If they don't use REDLINE, ask them if you can just send them the label. You can email the REDLINE label that they print off and they use, and they don't have to worry about their shipping, and you can negotiate price. But the thing is, you could get the cheaper price from REDLINE and save yourself the $5. So check that out. A little Black Friday hack there. And then Cold Blooded Cafe, my newest advertising partner. They are an advertising partner. But I guarantee you talk about early videos. I did an early review of Cold Blooded Cafe, and it was nearly 2 years ago. I was still in my basement in North Carolina. And, man, not to get too graphic, but I got 25 years of food and beverage food experience. And you could smell the difference between Cold Blooded and the competitors when you open the bag. Again, I don't want to be too graphic, but from euthanization to fully frozen is 10 minutes with Cold Blooded with their technology, their quick freezing technology. I will also tell you, I won't name any names, but I will tell you their biggest competitor doesn't raise any of their own rodents. They're on a lab rat contract. You don't know what's in those rats. Cold Blooded raises all of their own, packs all of their own, processes all of their own. They are completely in-house, and they pack them and they ship to you. I wouldn't take any risk on my frozen thawed rodents. There. I paid the bills, but I swear to God, that's from the heart, man. I don't advertise like BS. Like, if I don't believe in it, I'm not doing it. So take care of those guys. Check them out. I think that they're good for you. And Cold Blooded is working on a promo code for you guys to check out their product. Takes a little IT work, and I don't know how to do it. And Desiree is working on it though. So check it out. That is there's my 2 cents.
Can I address something that you just said?
What's that? Yeah, please do.
You said now is the time to buy.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't think like that. So there's two types of people. There's the people that hear recession, and they go running for the hills, and they're scared, and it's fearful, and they're panicking. And then you got other people that are like, perfect investment time. Let's get the money in, right?
Yeah.
And it's really just a mindset.
It's what's the dumb cliche that's the most annoying thing that somebody can say when you talk about the stock market? They're like, oh, buy low, sell high. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Buy low, sell high. I guess the only caveat would be is if you just don't believe in the industry whatsoever, if you think it's dead, like some clickbait product or content producers put out this week, then fine. Yeah, then you got to duck and cover. But if you think it's going to be around, even the very worst recessions are over in 2 years, and the booms are always historically bigger than the busts, and they're longer lasting. We'll come around. We're still the USA. As crazy as it is right now, we're going to come around. Anyhow, I think it's a good time to buy. I haven't bought any, but I'm on the hunt for good guitars too.
Wait. Stop. Right now.
Oh,
No. I told you I was going to do this. I need 30 seconds. I need 30 seconds of you tearing some shit up. Let's do it right now.
I don't know if you can hear it because this is an electric guitar. It's not acoustic.
Oh, yeah. We can hear that good.
It's remotely in tune.
We never hear you play, but we always hear you talk about it. So now this is giving everybody the chance to get 30 seconds of Adam tearing stuff up.
Yeah, we gotta watch out for the advertisers. PG on that. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I will, because Nicole challenged me one time to learn my theme song. She's like, "That's not you playing." I'm like, "No." She's like, "Well, it should be. You need to learn it." So I learned it. So I'll do the theme song, but other than that, man, that's worlds colliding. I don't mess with that. I'm gonna do it on a guitar you can hear me on. You won't be able to. This is like say this. It looks acoustic, but that's an electric guitar. You won't be able to hear it.
This is for everybody in the chat, just so they can hear you rip something. And honestly, I thought that was you that did your intro song.
No, I used to do my own intro, and then I was like, then I heard the one that I use. I was like, man, this is way better. Like, I'm just gonna go with it. But all right, hang on. We got 46 people. You put me on the spot. I'm feeling good. Here.
Let's go.
Because it is true. It's not just a persona. I do play.
I know you do.
All right. There you go. You put me on the spot.
Hey, let's go. I love that.
There's the first time in 2 years I have played any music on the Proper Royals channel. You hear it first tonight.
Yes, I love that. Hey, all of you in the chat, you are welcome.
Ray got me. Well, and it was funny. He told me that, and I said, you know what? I got a new segment I'm gonna unveil tonight. And he's like, good, I got something I'm gonna unveil too. So stick around for that. 8:40, I think I'm gonna aim for. 8:40 is statistically the time when our viewership peaks. So we're already at 45. So I mean, we might hit 55 or 60 by 8:40. But I got a new little segment tonight that I'm going to do, and I'll do it going forward. I think every guest is unique and everybody has something to add. So let's get down to the content, Ray.
Yeah, fire away.
I don't think I made it up. I think I saw on your Instagram not too long ago, like a little meme or a video about when you try and explain to other people that you want to make a go at being a ball python breeder and not just doing it for a hobby, like business, if not profession. So tell us about where you're at on that spectrum or that journey, and let's just talk about it because I know I'm on that journey.
Yeah, sure, man. So about 7-8 years ago is when I first started getting ball pythons.
Wow. Okay.
And I didn't really know. I just wanted snakes because I had originally had normals years and years ago. And, I ended up getting rid of them. I had kids. I was moving around a lot. And then 7-8 years ago, I was dating this girl and she said she wanted a ball python. And I was like, oh, I used to have those. Let me go with you and we'll pick out something cool. And we walk into the pet store and, dude, there's different colors. They're yellow, they're brown, they're white. I'm like, what is even this?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I know the feeling. I remember that moment myself. Yeah.
Yeah. So just mind blown. And I saw a spinner blast. So it's a pastel pinstripe spider, right?
Sure.
And she's yellow, white, and brown. And I just fell in love and I was like, I need it now. Right. So I got one for myself. She got a butter male for herself. I got a female. And then it just turned into like this crazy, like I just binging. I just started buying stuff. I got calico female. I got hypo females. I just started Candino, just a bunch of things. And I ended up having to move again. And I kind of let go of some of the snakes that I had, but I kept a few. And then go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, like that's like the progression we all go through. Like for me, it was a banana. I was like, oh, gotta have that. That's cool. And then I'm like, all right, I need the white snake. Okay, now I want a big snake. Let me buy this big female. I don't know what I'll do with her, but I'll buy her. And then like you come to this realization where you're like, why don't you start getting a plan together, get a little idea. So you're consolidating for a move. I'm sensing that's going to be the moment where you're like, all right, now let me think a little more about what I'm doing.
Right. So I'm jumping around. I think we moved to like 3 or 4 different places within like 2 years or whatever. And then we settled down and I still had a few snakes and I wanted to take it more serious and start doing more research and really looking into what I wanted to get and learning about the business end of it and the combos and just really diving in deep to educate myself. So I wasn't just, flying sporadically, basically.
And how far back was this now?
This was like 3 years ago when I really started educating myself.
Cool. Yeah.
And taking it more serious, right? And then I started picking up some snakes. Nothing too crazy because I don't have a bunch of money. I'm not one of these guys that's dropping 100,000 on snakes or anything like that. I have 4 kids and a girl, and I live in South Florida, so prices of everything is super high.
Yeah.
So I created an Instagram, And actually, I created an Instagram 7 to 8 years ago. I got up to like 5,000 something followers, and then they deleted my account.
Oh, I hear that so much, man. Ugh.
I did it to myself, though. You ready for this? This is silly.
Okay.
This is my innocence. Okay. I hatched out a snake that only had one eye.
Oh, yeah. Right? Okay.
Okay. So I posted a picture of it, and I said in the description, I said, "Look at my one-eyed snake." Right?
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's PG, so you just use your imagination.
If they're not laughing like I am, just wait. They will.
Yeah. So I didn't it didn't register to me because I'm thinking innocent. Like I literally have a snake that only has one eyeball. Right. But then it dawned on me of why it got deleted, and I tried to email and I tried to message whoever I could, and
they don't care once it's gone, right?
No, they really don't care. So 3 years ago, I started another one. Oh no, man. Was it 3 years ago? Maybe less. Maybe less than 3 years ago. I started another one, and not too heavy into social media yet. Just posting pictures here and there, following other people. And then this year is the year that I decided I'm just going to put myself out there, and I'm just going to let people see who I am and get people comfortable with me and what I'm about. And the people that like me, they'll flock to me, and the people that don't like me, they could go flock to somebody else.
Yeah, well, and I say it a lot, but it's the job of these platforms. This is how they get. I mean, these are like the richest, most influential companies in the world, and how they get rich and influential is putting people together that want to be together. Like if they sucked at finding viewers for each other, we wouldn't be doing this on YouTube. It'd be on some other platform kind of deal. So I think it's a really good point, like you say, of just putting yourself out there and being yourself, because you're going to find your tribe or your flock or whatever analogy we want to use. Yeah. They're out there, man. And like, let's be honest, there are way crazier people out there than you and I, and they got big flock. Like they found their own tribe and they found their own flock. So, I mean, that's really cool. Let me go back to the Instagram, because I'm wrestling with something right now. Mm-hmm. So, and full transparency, in talking with Cold Blooded Cafe, they said, it would be really great is if you were willing to share some content of your snakes feeding from our rodents. And I said, I got no problem with doing that. I just don't know now that I'm monetized, and now that I would care to lose if I lost my Instagram account. I mean, I see a ton of feeding videos. I never really wanted to be known as the feeding guy, but I could put it, I could put some context in the video, instead of playing like doom death metal, watch this, eat the rat, I can make a little different content with it. That was kind of funny. That needs to be like a YouTube short right there. But I don't know what I'm allowed to do. And maybe somebody's got some insight out there.
So here's the thing. I'm not a fan of live feedings. Well, I feed live, but I don't like post it, right?
I don't think it does any good. Just my opinion.
Me too. Yeah. I'm with you on that. But I will post a snake taking down the rat.
Yeah.
Right? Like after it's a shove and it's like halfway down, I'll post that and be like, oh, look at the cool muscle structure in the snake's head as it's, eating the rat. The thing is, you do frozen thawed. I feel like there's less trauma from watching that because it's already deceased.
Yeah. Rat. I mean, that's a good point. Like I can show I could angle it right. Like, like once a snake is coiled, you can do anything you want with it, man. I could pose the snake where it's like the least, like, I don't know.
Traumatizing. Yeah.
Or at least, because here's the other thing, like there's plenty of those. And again, I like some really good friends in the audience are saying they're going to post feeding videos. No problem. I'm cool. For me, it was not like, first off, there's plenty, like if you've seen one feeding, you've seen most of them anyhow. Like, I don't think I have much new content to add in that light, but I also, I don't know. I don't want a 12-year-old kid to be like, hey mom, I want a ball python. And then mom go look and be like, well, no, you just crazy people. You know what I mean? Like I want to do that.
Here's the thing is that
community.
I think that rat feeding, snake feedings are for people that really don't have snakes.
That's a good point. Yeah, you're right.
If you have snakes, you don't care about a snake eating a rat. You see that shit every week, right? Oh, sorry, dude. I'm working on it. That's only 2 times. But yeah, I feel like it's for people that don't have snakes.
Right. Yeah, that's a really insightful point too. Like we all, what is it? We covet what we don't have, or we're interested in what we're not familiar with.
Yeah, you got some crazy comments there.
Yeah. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Hang on a second here.
Yeah, it's because I cursed.
That's true. That's true. Just bringing all the all right. Trust me, far worse things have been said on the channel. But all right, so yeah, I don't know if anybody in the chat has like super insight into what Instagram will put up with, or YouTube for that matter. Let me know, because I do want to take care of Cold Blooded, and I don't know how to put it more emphatically. I think they're the best frozen thawed company out there. So, all right, so back to your journey. You decided this year you're going to put yourself out there. How's it going? What progress do you feel like you've made? What all of that together?
So just to put it out there, like deathly terrified of putting my face out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. 100% nervous and anxiety before any videos, anxiety before this video, before I'm on live with you right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for being here then, man. Even more.
Yeah, no problem. But I say that because I want people to know that anxiety that you feel is normal. Yeah, right. To anybody out there that's worried about what people are going to think about your video or what you're saying, like, don't think too hard into it, because at the end of the day, you know, they might see your video, watch it for however long it is, and then they're on to the next video. You know, no one's sitting there analyzing you, saying, oh, this and this and this, and thinking about you for 5 hours after your video. It's not reality.
No. Right? Let me put it in a different way. None of us are that important. Nobody cares. Like it's
exactly.
I agree with you. And I had, so from my stage music background, I went through that 20 years ago. Man, I like in sort of like a confessional, I used to have to be nearly just sideways drunk to get on stage. I was so
that liquid courage.
Yeah. And if I know you saw some of the videos, man, to this day, I wear a hat really low over my face because a lot of times when I sing, I close my eyes and like maybe people think I'm being soulful or something. I'm just going away like that. And I can't wear sunglasses at night inside. Then people think all kinds of things about you. And most of my gigs are at night inside. So I wear this hat really low, so that I can like angle my hat like I'm looking down at the guitar, but I could just close my eyes. And so I completely get that. But I had to get over the performance anxiety, and I wouldn't call it anxiety, but I have this, like, even now I have this little, they're 2 springs that screw together. Like I'm fiddle with them constantly. I have that. And I have a big stainless steel ball that feels nice. Those are my 2. I fidget with those things constantly.
Whatever works, man.
Yeah, but even when I'm playing, like, I know maybe nobody noticed. Maybe Phil noticed. Phil's a ripping guitarist, but I messed up at the end, and they're like, you just got to go because you're the only one that knows. Everybody else is like, oh man, he's playing. They're not like, oh, right there, Adam, on that turnaround from B down to A minor, that didn't go very well.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Is like, if you're thinking about getting on video, but you're so self-conscious, like, don't worry about it. Like, just put yourself out there, make the video. You're gonna stumble. You're gonna look stupid. You know, you're gonna be awkward the first few videos, but you get comfortable and you just have fun with it. That's what we're here for. Like, we're here to get away from the corporate world, right?
Yeah, I mean, right. Yeah, like, what's worse, doing this and maybe looking like a clown among a bazillion clowns, or someplace that matters where your livelihood could be in jeopardy? No, come here.
You have to sit like this, and you have to be all proper. And we're on proper royals, but we're on proper.
Yeah, that's the snakes that are proper, not us, man. That's
exactly. We're here to just have a good time, man. That's all I want to do. If you go to my Instagram and you look at my stuff, like, I'm just trying to have fun, man. I just want to laugh, and I want to make other people laugh at the things I think are funny. And if you don't, that's fine.
I love like your, even on the story that you sent out today. I mean, not just yours specifically. Like, so first, I have no like design or like style insight. Like, literally, swear to God, 100% true. I have maybe 6 identical, basically light purple dress shirt. Wear the same thing every day. Mm-hmm. I don't have to worry about what I'm wearing. I got my blue golf pants, and that's my office look. If I need a jacket, fine. I got a coat. I'll wear that. So when it comes to being like creative design on like Instagram posts or like using emojis or sparkly stuff, I don't know anything about it. I try dumb stuff all the time. And then like the story that you shared today, like there's just like a random cartoon of a girl. I'm like, who is that? What is he putting on my this is great. I don't care.
Oh, that was the one that was pointing to the link. And it was like, here.
Maybe
here.
It was on top of a rectangle it was a YouTube rectangle.
Rectangle, and then there's so there's like stickers, right? And you could type something in the search area for the stickers, and different stuff will pop up. So if I want people to click on this, I'll put click this, and then a whole bunch of different things will pop up. But I always use the same little, like, I don't know if she's Asian or Spanish, but she's my little click chick. You know, so anytime I post a link, she's there like, hey, click it.
I was like, who is it? I was like, Ray, what? I don't get it. I don't care. And I'm like, I love learning, and I'm so passionate about figuring out this whole ball python, social media, sales funnel, business aspect. I'm like, maybe I need to figure out the cartoon girl. I don't know. Maybe that's a new thing. I don't know about it.
That's the thing. I also had the skeleton band was playing along with Metallica. I had the live tonight.
You had the skeleton guitar guy. Yeah, I
had the live tonight. I had a little questionnaire that said, it said like, are you gonna stop by or something like that? And it said, of course. And then the other one was like, I'm whack.
I was like, I'm whack. I'm like, all right, I'm whack, man.
Yeah. Well, you're here. But yeah, I just like to have fun with it. And I always try to make sure that whatever song I pick for the reel or story is somehow throwing words in that are connected with whatever it's about.
Oh, I didn't have the volume up. I saw like the skeleton like headbanger, but I didn't have any volume. I didn't hear it.
It was just Metallica. It was Metallica.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. I got you. I saw this has nothing to do with ball python. I swear we're gonna get back on ball pythons in a minute. There are really creative people that have way more time on their hands than I do, and they like did like a, what do they call it, a mashup or a mix mash? What, I don't know. I'm an old dude. Of Metallica 1 with the video of Metallica 1 and James's vocals over the top of Men at Work, The Land Down Under. And then the dude in the tree with a flute would just pop up every now. But the timing is like perfect, and it's in the same key. I was like, this messed with my head. There you go. There's your treat, everybody. Go Google, my gift to you. Google Metallica 1 Land Down Under. I was like, 4 minutes later, I was like, what just happened to those 4 minutes of my life? Because I'm never going to get them back. But I kind of liked it, man. I kind of liked it.
Oh, wait, here's a little treat for everybody in the chat. If you've never seen it, find Adam's music page on Facebook. This dude has a full Grizzly Adams beard. And it looks bad.
It was big, right? It was good, huh?
Yeah, it was good, man. That's awesome.
That was my winter in North Carolina beard. I've forgotten all about it. But yeah, so in North Carolina, I worked a super, super seasonal job. Like I worked year round, but the busy time, basically I would work 6 months and then I could work remotely or do whatever I wanted for 6 months. I mean, I had to work, but you know what I mean? So I would go on tour in the middle of winter because nobody was golfing in the middle of winter in the mountains. And so I'd grown that beard and I was like, I'm off to Florida for 2 weeks, man. I'm going to go play music in Florida, playing this tour. Like halfway through it, I was like, how does anybody have a beard in Florida? It was just this monster beard. The humidity, it was even bigger in Florida than it was.
Oh, yeah, man. You were full Grizzly Adams, dude.
I'll find a picture. I'll put it on Instagram tomorrow. I'll find it. I'll be like, remember these days, everybody?
Yeah,
so,
that's awesome.
All right. So where are you at right now? Like, how close are you in your journey? I take it you're still working a day job. You're not doing ball pythons aren't your full income right now?
No way.
No.
I do like sports cards. I buy sports cards and then I send them out to get graded from PSA.
Yeah.
And then when I get them back, I'll sell them. PSA had a little hiccup during the whole COVID thing, and they were backed up. They had a backlog of like a year and a half, so that kind of screwed me over a little bit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I buy and I sell stuff.
Yeah.
Buddy of mine, I do like storage wars.
Yeah.
You buy storage units.
Yeah, you get the units.
Yeah, get the units, and then we sell stuff out of the units.
What's the best score from the units, man?
I have a pool table for $750.
My wife is listening. She said she got a pool table for $750.
Okay, nice. It's got better be slate then, right?
But I would say the best unit was like a Spanish guy's unit, and there was just crazy artwork in there, and there were these vases or vases, however you decide to say it, full of jewelry.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like diamonds, gold. So it was probably like 200,000 after everything, and we still have a couple paintings left that are worth a few thousand. So that was pretty cool.
Holy smokes! You found a storage locker with 200 grand in it. I mean,
well, not cash, but yeah, value.
Yeah, work, man. Good for you. Congratulations. So like, I've got kind of that itch that I'm like, I want to try this one time. But like, you got to have a place to take all the stuff. You got to have the trailer to get it out, and like from the time you buy it, how long do they tell you it's got to be done? It's got to be clear.
A couple days.
Oh, okay, a couple days. But yeah.
Every place is different though. They have their own rules, and you know,
and then
whatever.
You gotta sift through it. It's other people's stuff. Other people's
stuff. A lot of stuff ends up being garbage.
I bet. Yeah.
But you know, you just be mindful of what you're purchasing, and you get a few minutes to look into the unit before you purchase it. If you're there in person, you get a flashlight, you're looking at details, you know, stuff in the back, seeing what's going on. They have storage units for sale online that you could bid on, but then you have to go to the place and pick it up. So you got to be mindful that you're not going too far. Definitely need a place to put everything. So if you have furniture and big ticket items, you need a warehouse or your own storage unit. So that's pretty cool. Yeah,
and
also, go ahead.
Where do you move most of your stuff? Or does it depend what it is? Like, do you move it on eBay, on Craigslist, you just go to like Facebook groups?
So it's basically by size and weight. So like smaller things will be eBay for sure.
Yeah.
And then you get, you know, bigger ticket, not bigger ticket, but like bigger bulk items that you would put on Craigslist or OfferUp or 5 Mile or, you know, any of those local sites that you know you can look for stuff and check your direct area.
Does anybody what's the like, I know you're in South Florida, what's the monster? I used to live in Homestead for a while. There was like this monster flea market on the Broward Dade line, somewhere around there. Man, we used to get
it's the damn, oh man, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been like 20 years, but do they still have that, man? Like,
I think they closed it down, to be honest with you, but it might still be there.
It's huge. I bet there were 25,000 people at that flea market by like 7:30 in the morning on Saturdays, man. I was like, I remember
we used to take big trailers full of furniture and all kinds of stuff over there, and we'd buy like a couple slots and then set up our tables and have our tent and everything.
Yeah, man.
You know,
the swap shop. That's the one, the swap shop. That's what man, yeah, that thing was. I will say, I loved it. It was like the best place outside of New York City to get really good knockoff watches back in the day.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of Canal Street in New York. I don't know if you know about Canal Street.
I don't know the specific, but I know the last time I was in New York City, I was only like 10 or 11. And I remember like 2 a.m, man, we were out there buying like at 10 or 11, we probably thought they were real Rolexes, but I was like buying the Rolexes from the dudes with the briefcase, check it out, you know, and then get down to Miami. And I'm like, man. and like they're fake, but you're still like judging them like this is like a really good one, man. I'm gonna buy this one.
Yeah. And I also go to like garage sales, and I'll see what people have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gary V does that. If anybody knows who Gary V is, it's
actually
fun. It's a lot of fun, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Gary V argues that for 14 to 17-year-olds, that could be the very best entrance into a world of business and entrepreneurship is garage sales. And the lessons that you learn, you got to get up early, you got to do your homework, you got to be decisive because somebody else is going to buy it, you got to make a decision, and then you got to figure out what to do with everything that you just bought, because it doesn't do any good owning it. You got to unload it,
Yeah, I mean, I look stuff up right in the driveway of the people's garage sales and see how much it's actually going for.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got people do that when they buy wine from me, man. They're like, I can buy it on the internet for cheaper. I'm like, are you going to drink it right now with dinner or not, man? You want this wine or you want that one? Put that away. But that changed like that. When I first got in the industry, nobody had smartphones that they could dial up competitive rates and, shove in my face. That wasn't real. Yeah. So how far do you want to take ball pythons? Do you want them to be your primary source or a primary source? How far along you want to take those?
So I've done tattoos since I was 16 and I'm 40 now. So I've slowed down on tattoos a lot because honestly, like, I love it, but the dealing with people just gets so tiring after a long time. You know? So I kind of put that on the back burner, and I want to do ball pythons like full time. Like that's all I do. Go to shows, network with people, make cool snakes that I enjoy and hope that other people enjoy it too.
Right.
Am I anywhere near that destination point? I don't think so, because my goal right now, like I could breed stuff and make some lower valued snakes, right? But I want to shoot for the stars. So how do I do that with a low income, a low budget, right?
It takes a while, yeah.
It takes a while. So what I have planned is I'm gonna.
You made at least, and I won't spoil it. We'll build up to it. But you made at least one killer investment this year that I know of, man. At least that I consider. So
yeah, you probably spent like maybe 14,000 this year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And two of them was like 10,000. So
I was gonna say, yeah, most of them were in just a couple of them, right?
Yeah. Most of it was just a couple of them. But my goal is to just make a lot of double and triple hets and let that be my focus for the next 2 years.
Okay.
And then after that, hopefully we'll start hitting some visuals, and then we can start letting stuff go and moving forward, and just a slow transition into it, man. I'm not trying to take on more than I can handle. And right. I've seen a lot of people do that. I've seen a lot of people, they go from one snake to 200 snakes in a matter of a year, and they're losing their mind because they have 80 clutches, and how many snakes is that?
Well, that's a lot. 80, yeah. Well, you'd have like 480 on an average of 6. 500 hatchlings. What are you gonna do with all of those kind of thing?
Yeah.
I think there's great value in that, and what you're saying of. I'm not the best example of it because I grew pretty fast. I'm up to 100 snakes myself right now.
That's cool.
But I worked my butt off to figure out, okay, I got a wholesaler lined up if I need to unload them. I got my Morph Market account set up. I worked my butt off on this YouTube channel so that I have a brand established. I got to figure out how I'm going to pay for some of my overhead. Okay, I got to get monetized, and I need to leverage the audience to some of, some advertising stuff. So I'm ticking away at it, and I think to your point, you can buy your way forward.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, that means you still owe yourself that money, so you got to get that money back, or you could do what you're talking about of take the long road, but. So when you get to where you're going, it'll be big. It's not like you're taking the long road of going head to head, hoping to hit one clown. Like you're doing a long road on some pretty high end animals. Man.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. But so this is the thing, right? You've been putting in a lot of work to put yourself out there. And that is one of the biggest things in my perspective in being successful in this business. Because if, okay, let's just say, for instance, we'll use a small combo, pastel enchi, right?
Right.
Common combo, ton of them on Morph Market, right? Now, what's going to make people want to buy your pastel enchi over other people's pastel enchis? The only difference, regardless if the price is a little bit higher, a little bit lower, is the fact that they know you.
Yeah.
They feel connected to you. They have a relationship with you.
Yeah.
Right. So that's been my main focus this year and moving forward, is to really just put myself out there, let people get familiar with me, get out of my comfort zone, and say, hey, look, this is me. Here I am. This is what I'm doing. Follow my journey. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I agree with you, and I think it's valuable, and I think it's the best. It's not the cure-all. I don't think anybody should take it as, oh, do YouTube and you can sell your snakes all you want. I'll tell you first off, that ain't the case.
No.
But I think it's better than not, and I think it's better than nothing. So it's not the cure-all, but it's a constant improvement. It's that mindset of just a little differentiation, a little more differentiation. Okay, so you're the one that puts the funny stickers on yours, and I'm the one that I use like the same 3 songs or the same lo-fi. It's like boom, beat in the back. It's all the same music.
It's okay. It's okay though, man. It's what works for you, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So there is no wrong or right way to do things. It's, do you do your way good enough?
Yeah. And you'll find, and we all have different, I was not laughing at it. I was laughing with you about it. Your ultrasound, you're like, man, look at that thing back there. And you're like, it works, and I got it for the price that works for me. Yeah. That's it. That's all that matters, man. Yeah. And like, whose business otherwise is it? It's not. It's nobody. So if it works for us, then so why? What? So what? Yeah.
So here's the thing, right? This is what I told myself when I made the conscious choice to put myself out there, was I'm going to start commenting more on people's posts, right? Yeah. So if I see a snake that I like or think is cool, I'm going to say something. I'm going to like it. I might even share it if it's like mind blowing, right?
Right.
I'm going to DM people and ask them questions about things that I want to talk to them about, and I try to make sure that it's valuable questions. It's not just like, what'd you eat for lunch today? But I also wanted to go into live chats. I started going into your live chat. I started going into Keys Constrictor's live chat. Started going into Samson Snakeatorium live chat and just talking to people in the live chat. And then I started mindfully commenting on what the conversation was about in the live, not just talking to the people in the chat, and just engaging people and saying, hey, look, I'm Ray, and this is what I think about this, and blah, blah, blah. And, now look, I'm on Proper Royals. How awesome is that?
There's a strategy that can become a skill to it. And so I'm not a natural born salesman. I'm the guy that's going, look, if you want to buy it, if not, not. Well, they're going to walk away. You can't let them walk away. They were hot at the beginning. You can't let them get cold and walk away. So I've worked a lot at honing my sales skills, and I don't want to turn the whole show into my whole work saga, but I'm at a crossroads right now where one consulting contract is ending, and I was considering going back to being an employee somewhere. But I told myself, if I do that, get a job that's going to help you in ball pythons, not that's just going to lead you right back into food and beverage that you didn't want to remain in that capacity. Right. So I was either going to pursue being a wine rep, which I still might, or, as crazy as it sounds, I wanted to work in the stock room in Publix. They move so much inventory. It's so organized. They have literally thousands of individual unique things coming and going. Like, if I want to have, to your point, this year coming up, I could potentially have 20 clutches. So if I want to have in the hundreds of hatchlings, I got to know what is what item. I got to have it ready to go. I got to have the right picture, all of that stuff. So I was like, if I'm going to go back to work and make less than I could running food and beverage operations, I better be learning. I better be bettering myself somehow.
That's what I was going to say about that, is like, you're only wasting your time if you're not learning anything.
Yeah. Yeah,
Doesn't matter what you're doing.
no, and that you know what? So first, I gotta say I'm awful about the chat, like calling out people in the chats. I apologize, guys. This is just not my game. But you guys know that I love having you, and you're super valuable. I do. After I get my announcements read, I do finally catch up on the chats. So it's good to see everybody. And when I see new people, I try and say, hey, I think Darlene is new, off-season reptiles. I think that you're new tonight. I saw some other people, but, you know, I wouldn't say it's incredibly insightful, but sometimes the basics are easy to forget. And Darlene says networking is super important. Man, yeah, I can tell you the education, the care that has been shown to me, the opportunity that's been shown to me from doing this show and networking. And I do go back to guys like Jeremy Baud, but Kai is in the audience. He's been a super help to me. Stephen and Courtney, they were amazing. Just the list goes on and on. I was able to meet the people at REDLINE. From the people at REDLINE, I was able to finally connect with Cold Blooded, which I've been wanting. Yeah, all of it together, man. It's great, and the opportunities have been phenomenal about it.
Yeah, it's wonderful, man.
Let's switch gears. I promised at 8:40, 17 minutes ago, which we just blew by, which means we were flowing, we're feeling good about it. So that's
having
cool.
a good time.
All right, so I am going to start a new segment called the Top 5. Every show, every week, I'll have a segment called the Top 5. The poor guests are going to have no idea what I'm going to ask about, but you get 5 minutes to answer. You're not allowed to ramble on endlessly. That's my job. I'm the one with the channel. You are the guest. But it's your chance. I want to know, and it's your chance. I'm going to be quiet unless you invite me to discuss it. I'll comment.
Man, you're making me nervous.
No, I know. Well, I'm trying to set the rules for myself too, because I don't shut up sometimes. So I call it Top 5. So 5 minutes. And I want you to tell me your top 5 on a specific topic. And this week being Thanksgiving, I want to know the top 5 ball python genes that you're thankful for. No other rules. You set the reasons why you're thankful for them. I want to hear your opinion and your thoughts. What are you thankful for? Ball python genes, recessive or dominant? You got 5 minutes on the clock right now. You can't see the clock, but I can.
All right, 5 genes. Okay. Xanthic, clown, G-stripe, hypo, and pied. Those are my 5 genes. And
hang on a second. I'll pause the clock. I said I wouldn't interrupt. Go ahead. I was just trying to write down what they all are.
Oh, okay. Xanthic, clown, genetic stripe, pied, and hypo.
Pied and hypo. Okay. All recessives. I won't interrupt anymore.
Yeah, I'm super. I love the challenge of trying to make visual recessives, and now that the whole market is moving towards double visuals, triple visuals. Even got some people out there already working on quads, which I think is nuts, right? Awesome.
It's going to happen in our lifetime because of this testing and the volume of people working on it. It's going to happen, man. We're going to see it soon.
Yeah, 100%. So that's the thing. I love the genetic stripe clown. After I saw Justin's, I should have said DG. What would I even replace? I love G stripe.
Oh, you can edit it. You still got it. You got 3.5.
I don't know. G stripe or DG. Mostly DG, I gotta say, because I just love how it cleans everything up. To be honest with you, it just cleans everything up and makes it beautiful.
G stripe though anymore. That's out the window now.
Yeah, I know. So how do I do that? Maybe we'll get rid of hypo and leave G stripe. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's get rid of hypo and leave G-stripe.
That'll be one of mine. You go ahead now.
So here's the thing. I love very clean snakes.
Yeah.
Right. Busy patterns are cool, and I like them. I'm not saying anything bad about them. I love them most definitely. Hurricanes, tricks, all that stuff, right? But I really enjoy clean-looking snakes. So when Justin showed that Xanthic clown DG, and how just white and black it was, and it's just so beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. And then I saw the genetic stripe clown Xanthic, which I fell in love with because I like those 3 genes and I like them together. Have you seen that yet?
No, I saw I just put one of my reels was Dale's G-stripe. It was a pastel G-stripe clown. from when I just vended with him was one of the reels. But no, I have not seen the Axanthic on top of it.
So I think it looks awesome. Some people disagree, and that's fine. You know, to each their own. Everybody has their own taste, which is what's beautiful about what we do, is that there's so many genetics and so many different combos. You know, I'm not going to hate on what you think is cool because that's what you think is cool.
Well,
right?
that's where the art part comes in. Yeah, like this is science meets art, and it's the most beautiful. It's one of the best examples of it, I think, out there.
Yeah, 100%. So I picked up a Super Blade VPI Clown male from Emilio at Villarino Reptiles.
That's the one I was talking about earlier, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Some people just don't like Blade and they're super against it, and that's fine. But I love it because it cleans everything up, you know. And I'm an artist, so I love contrast and I love clean snakes and I love clean art. And you know, some people.
You got to have clean lines in your world. You can't do a clean line. You're out of business real fast, man.
Yeah, definitely. And you only get one shot. You know what I mean?
Right. There ain't erasers in your world.
Yeah, there's no erasers. So I'm super particular about things. And my daughter is an artist too, and she kind of gets on me about having to be perfect about everything I do. And it just comes from being a tattoo artist for so long because you really only get one shot. And there's certain things that you could do to shade and maybe fix an error, but you really can't make an error. You know what I mean?
You don't want to make that the plan.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to even really get too good at that skill. Like, you don't even want that as an out in the back of your mind. Like, whatever, no big deal.
No, it has to be perfection all the way through, you know. And if a mistake happens, and you go back and you fix it. But the goal is always perfection from start to finish.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so when I see clean snakes like the Axanthic DG Clown that Justin had, it's just so clean and so crisp, and the contrast is beautiful. So that's really what I want to focus on. And then you got Axanthic Clown Pieds, and then you got Kiki Pieds. I wonder what that looks like. I have no idea. So those are my top 5, and I think that's everything that I'm working with, and then some. Yeah. But I want to incorporate all that together at some point, you know. So right now I'm going to go for
what are the hets and the triples that you're making?
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say. I'm going to put because I have an ultrasound, I could actually utilize that male better and put him to more females than if not, because I don't have to spread them out. You know what I mean?
Oh, you can target it. Yeah, you don't have to just play the all right, he's probably healthy. Throw him in again game. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly. I could be specific. Okay, she's at 12 millimeter follicles. Let me throw him in. Now she's at maybe 15. Okay, throw him in one more time. Or 20, throw him in one more time. Maybe at the end of 20s, throw him in. So it may be only 2 or 3 locks per female.
You know what? Well, the top 5 has ended, so that was good. We won't abandon the topic altogether, but let me take a hard right turn really fast. What millimeter sizes from the ultrasound? I've been doing a non-scientific survey, and I've gotten a variety of answers. What millimeter sizes do you look for? I think I just heard you say 12 to 13 is kind of your go target, and then you aim for 20 and maybe 30 or 29, something like that.
Yeah, so it'll go like early teens.
Okay.
Or some like 11, 12, 13-ish.
Yeah.
Obviously there's no meter that says, hey, she's at 12. Okay, now do it. So I have to check them. I check them like maybe once a month.
Yeah.
Just to see where they're at. So I'll do 12, 13, somewhere around there. And then I'll do maybe like 15 to 18. And then I'll do like 25.
And do you see what pace and I know every snake is different, but generally, do you see the 10 millimeters a month pace, or is that
honestly, I haven't kept track of it in that sense. I've had some girls that were 20 and then I ultrasound them again and they're already at 40, and I'm like, whoa, that was really fast. And then I have some girls who are like 20, 22, 23, 24, and it's just a slower pace. So I really don't know if there's a method to that madness.
Right. So hang on, I don't normally do. I have to walk to that part of the room. I got to get my notes on because I just had my snakes ultrasounded this weekend, and now Chris is here chiming in too, and I respect him incredibly as a breeder. Which, by the way, huge shout out to Chris and his family. I hope everybody continues to be healthy and happy. Congratulations. 1 second, I'm going to grab my notes really fast.
Yeah, sure. What's going on, everybody in the chat? so used to Hair Down Fridays where I'm like, yo, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up.
Pew, pew. My impression of you, Keys. I think I saw you in the audience. We've talked many times, man. We have two different shows, and it's great, man. His show is a completely different level of energy. So Jesse was ultrasounding mine. I was clicking the little freeze button, and we're checking out follicles and all of that. But all of mine, all 20 are producing follicles, and then Jesse was like, Adam, man, it's like all of your girls are on the pretty much the same cycle. So the smallest were at around 6 millimeters, and then the largest were at 12.9. And that was 19 snakes, and all of them except for one are in that range from 6 to 12.9.
That's awesome, man. You're gonna have a heck of a season.
Well, I hope if they go, they're gonna have a heck of a all hatching at the same time, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. You know what? I do it all year round. So like this year, I only had like maybe 6 or 7 clutches throughout the entire year, but they all came. Like I just had a clutch today.
Wow.
I had a no lay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a Mojave Hypo, and she was paired to a VPI Xanthic. So we got a double het, True Ghost clutch in the incubator now.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty cool.
I have this like dream, and I know that I can't control it because I can't control what Mother Nature's going to do.
Right.
It would be really nice if my clutches were spread out versus all my inventory hitting at one time. My expenses, not exactly skyrocketing, but my expense, the more level everything is, the more efficient I can be versus, all right, I'm used to this. And now boom, I got 60 new babies in a month because they're all, the same follicle size right now.
Yeah. Let's say all 20 go. And you got the 6 average. That's 120 babies. And maybe they all come within 2 months of each other.
Right. And then that means, I need another rack. Whereas if they're spread out, I don't need as much infrastructure. I don't have the spike in needing the feeders like on demand. I think Tito's in the audience. I work really closely with Tito. Like whenever I get eggs, I'm like, Tito, they're coming, man. Can you breed a few more? Like ramp up your production a little bit, kind of thing. So
yeah, so that's super important. So because my clutches are so spread out, I don't have to pre-plan too much. With your scenario, you really got to have everything lined up because when they all drop, do you have enough space in your incubator, right? Do you have a reliable source for enough pinkies or rat pups, or how do you feed your hatchlings? I feed mine either pinkies or fuzzies, rats.
I feed mine I start them on ASFs, and I get those from Tito at Tradesman Exotics, and I've got I don't know, Tito knows, but I probably order 9 sub-adult ASFs a week. So I've got 6 or 7 they either won't go on frozen thawed or they don't eat as well. And they're breeder size females. And I'm like, I'm not going to fight you. I'll feed you live kind of deal. So I steadily order ASFs from them year round, but the babies, there was a time that I was getting 40 or 50 ASFs from them a week kind of thing. And now I'm back down to 17 or 18, like
because you made sales and stuff. So you lower your inventory.
Well, and I get mine flipped on to frozen thawed rats as fast as possible. So once they take a frozen thawed, I never go back to ASF.
So how many clutches can your incubator hold?
And this is overkill. I'm laughing. All right.
Is it gigantic?
Yeah, this thing right here, that's the incubator. It's 7 feet tall. That is a wine cellar converted. It's 7 feet tall, man. I think I like spaced it out one time. I think I could get like 36 boxes in there at the same time.
Nice.
Something ridiculous. Yeah.
Awesome. So you're prepared. But now, do you have enough? You said you might need another rack.
Yeah. So, this rack holds. You guys could see these are split tubs. So there's a thin here. There's another size tub that can go into those where I can get 3 per level. So that's holding 34 right now, but it could go up to 51. So I would need 1 more of those. Now that's my show stock, and once they have 5 meals, they go into this rack. I have a really little hatchling rack right there. So my youngest, newest go there. 5 meals, they go there. If I hold them back and they're healthy, then they make it to the big room. But if they're for sale or they're going to go to a show, they stay out here. They don't go into my breeder room. That's locked down in there, health wise, biosecurity wise. Nothing goes in that room that I'm not keeping.
So, have you vended a show yet?
No, 2023 is the year of vending shows, man. I'm
nice.
Actually, audience, I need your opinion from those that have vended and have insight. Those of y'all that have seen the show a lot, you kind of know the grade of snakes I deal in, which is not through the roof. And I have plenty of pet grade snakes as well, because I am working towards the big stuff, but you have a lot of misses and heads and whatnot. There's an Orlando show in January, Repticon, which is a big show. The Orlando Repticon's a big deal. It's not Daytona, but it's right up there with Tampa. I could get into that show, but It's January and it's this market right now. Would you vend that, or would you wait for maybe like 1 more quarter? So like the April round of shows, because I got to buy the displays, which I can get from ARS right now. But I got to get the displays, I got to get the banner, and I got to get a tablecloth. So overhead, I'm looking at like $1,500 out of pocket if I go do this, and I got to do it.
Banners and everything?
What's that?
You have banners?
No, that's what I'm saying. I would have to get a banner. I'd get 2 ARS displays. They're $500 a pop. Get the banners at probably $150 a pop, and then that gives me another $200 for incidentals. So I'm looking around $1,500 to vend. That's a lot of overhead that maybe isn't convenient. $1,500 ain't gonna kill me. I can, I'm all right. But
so here's the thing. Let's look at it from this perspective, right? Regardless what you spend on your entire setup for a show, you're gonna have to spend that anyway, because you're not just gonna do 1 year worth of shows. You're gonna do it next year and the year after that and the year after that, right? Absolutely. So and I'm sorry, that money's going to get spent no matter what.
Yeah, it's going to get spent. You're right. It's a cash flow convenience question. Do I want to do it now, or do I want to do it in a little bit?
Right, exactly. So no matter what, it's going to happen. I think this is just my perspective. I've never vended a show. I don't have enough snakes to vend a show or to even consider it just yet. But I feel like the shows are more for networking.
Yeah.
And then the sales are a bonus on top of that. Right? Yeah. So if you spend $200 to vend a show, right? That $200 was well spent if you're standing up and you're communicating with everybody that walks by your table and saying, "Hey, what's up? I'm Adam, this and that. Check out this. What are you interested in? What do you have at home? Blah, blah, blah." I think the networking aspect of a show is more valuable than, whatever couple of sales you might make. If it's a slow recession show, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I agree with that if that's the scenario. But for me to have it make sense, Jana has a good point. Hey, Jana, what's up? Inflation is making prices on show supplies steadily increasing. Good point. Maybe they're cheaper now than they're ever going to be. Now, that's a good point. I like that thought, because I'm pretty cheap. I mean, no, I really am. Like I know where I'll buy good stuff. Like I'm cheap, but I'll buy good stuff. Like those displays I'm going to buy, they're going to be the ARS ones I mean, they're the ones that I want. So Jeremy says he started vending his first year. Maybe I just need to
jump in the water, man. Jump in the water and have a great time. So Emilio from Villarino, right? He's been in the game for like 16 years.
Yeah, I know we got good stuff. Emilio, thanks for stopping by too, man.
Yeah, definitely. So this is the thing. He's only done 2 shows. One was in Orlando and one was down south in Pembroke Pines.
Oh yeah, he just did the Pembroke Pines show. This was like last weekend, or just wrapped up 2 days ago, right?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I went over there on Saturday to check him out. But he said he did great. He did great financially at the shows. and that's a bonus on top of him meeting so many new people and really putting himself out there and letting people meet him in person. And it's different. You know, it's one thing to see us like this. It's another thing to shake our hands and look each other in the eye and laugh and, you know, have conversation. And it's different. And I think that's super important.
I agree with you. And I've had the really good fortune. We talked about networking earlier. Dale let me vend with him 2 shows now in Tampa, which was a great experience and great insight to the ups and downs. And you're standing there for, 8 hours a day kind of deal. Yeah. And you got to learn, you got to get out of your comfort. You got to engage people. You can't just be the person on your phone sitting down, So, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I know Jesse Music and Jesse just commented. He's looking up the ARS displays now. Don't take all of them. I need 2, man. I need 2.
So that's the thing, man. You got to be comfortable being uncomfortable for the right reason.
Yeah, it's that right kind of anxiety, that right kind of energy that you gotta get used to. So, but I gotta say, like, for me to vend I want to network, and I do network. Clearly, this is what I do. But it's got to be financial. There's got to be the financial benefit to it. That's a lot of work, a lot of time. I'll need to get a hotel in Tampa and in Orlando, or maybe not. Maybe I'll stay with friends. You get what I'm saying, though.
So here's the thing: have low expectations. If you have high expectations and you don't reach them, you'll be disappointed. If you have low expectations and you exceed past them, then you'll be feeling great. So if it costs you, let's just say $200 for the show. Let's say it costs you $100 in gas back and forth, right? Yeah. Maybe $50 for the electricity, because I know some places charge you electricity.
Charge you for electricity? Yeah, I learned that. That's horrible.
Yeah, I learned that too, and that is horrible.
Right? Oh man, I thought.
But if you can make that amount of money at the show, and just clear that, and then network the whole time, you're winning. It's a low expectation. Now, the truth is, you're probably going to sell way more than that. You're probably going to make way more money than that. But keep the expectation low so you're not disappointing yourself.
Yeah. And I had to temper expectations. My problem is I'm so excited and I'm not there, but I'm I think I'm a year and a half away. Yeah. Villarino, man, $96. So you pay $95 each day per table, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you want a power cord? Here you go, $96." Man, I would. $105 for the table in Pembroke Pines. So, but to go back to your initial question, 2023 will be the year that I vend. I'm just trying to figure out the timing. Like I say, I've got a work thing that's going. Actually, I had a really fantastic meeting today, so I got good news, but it might be really good. Like, if it's really good news, it's time to get a new computer to do my editing on and all that even faster. So Jesse says 500 plus shipping. Yeah, that's exactly. It's 500 plus shipping. You get the 3-tier setup. You get the carrying case that you can. So you could just pack the animals right straight into the case, and you don't have to do that middle step. And
those come heated, right?
Not from ARS. There is a company that does them heated. Jeremy Baud, what do you got? Here it is. Next level. I think I paid $3,200 shipped for the 4-pack, so 8 bills a piece. Oh, now they're 4,000. Yeah, 1,000 a piece for the heated setup.
Jesus.
I think I wouldn't say rig, but I think I can install heat myself for less than a grand a pop, So
I'm a big DIY guy.
I'm with you, man.
I like doing that stuff, man.
No, Jesse, the case comes with it, brother. I promise you. That's the 500. You can buy a separate case, but look on the $500 ones. It's the 3 tiers and the case is 500.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Emilio, I called them. They said 1 to 2 weeks they're shipping, brother. I promise. That's what they told me this week. That's why it's on my mind. I'm like, I got to pull the trigger if I want it. That's what everybody at the show was telling me, that it was a 5-month wait. And I should have taken it. I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to put it on Instagram. I messaged them directly, and they wrote me back 1 to 2 weeks.
Wow.
So
that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm next level. I got you. Yeah, Emilio. Okay, my bad. Sorry, brother. Yeah, Jeremy says get 2 tables, more room behind the table. You'll stand out better. Right. So that's what I'm kicking around right now.
How many snakes are you comfortable with or wanting to take with you? Like, what's your comfort number? I want to bring 20. I want to bring 40.
It's right at 30's right at my show inventory right now was what it would be. Yeah. So, I mean, I'd have things from $50 to $2,000, you know? So
yeah, I was going to ask you, that was going to be my next question, because you got to have variety, you know? And
yeah,
not just variety as far as the visual aspect, but the price wise too.
Right.
Not everybody's going there that's a breeder. You got a lot of pet people going there that just want a snake that looks cool.
Man, so that's a good example. Part of why I'm like so hot on vending, man, he's such a good look. I'm going to pull him out. I'm going to grab him real fast here. He thinks it's feeding time. Hang on. Watch out, boy. So, like, this snake has been on Morph Market forever. Morph Market's attracting primarily breeders, not pet owners. So this is a strikingly good-looking snake, in my opinion.
They don't even know that Morph Market exists.
Right. At a show, at $275, that snake will be gone in an instant. Super inky banana, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, okay, yeah.
Morph Market, nothing.
Bananas sell. Bananas, bells,
pieds, entry crowns. I mean, those are the show, like the get people into the industry kind of thing.
Yeah,
build
that's beautiful,
breeders. Yeah. Like, I'm like dumbfounded. This guy I think is amazing. So like, he's the perfect example of why I want to get into shows, because that inventory, I could move that right away. I think. I don't know how to stand out to the pet market on Morph Market. Okay, enough of that. So, well, thanks for the thoughts, everybody. Anybody that wants to reach out to me on the topic can, or leave comments later if you're watching on the replay. Next level, let's see, Snakes from the Memories. Jeremy says next level is 1100 for the one with the thermostat, and secondary unit is 960. No thermostat, but plugs into the main unit. Sure. Yeah, so $2,000 versus 1,000. So.
You see Joe's comment?
I use Morph Market as a curriculum tool. Next gen buyers will know of it. Yeah, thank you, Joe. Yeah, the whole thing you do with the next gen is fantastic. Man, I'm sorry. I'm chuckling about other things. I'm not even going to go down the road. I'm good. So Ray, let's talk about the community, man. We started off the show talking about that example of you with Joe and the work you did with his class and the students, which is awesome, and getting the leading the charge to get the community to give an ultrasound. How did you get started? I mean, I know you told us the story of kind of how you got started. Were there mentors along the way? Where was your research coming from? Where were you learning from? All of that. What was your where did
the whole like herding people together to help out with things? Is that what you're asking?
No, who did that for you? Like who herded around you to help you out, or were you just learning as a lone wolf? Like was there somebody that you connected with out of the gate that helped you out, or
no, actually I was riding solo. I was a lone wolf. Just roaming the industry, trying to check things out and learn things on my own. And I'll say thank you to you and other people that made YouTube videos, and it was quality content. Because I learned a lot of stuff on YouTube, to be honest with you.
There's an analogy to that. I still have, he's a very good friend. He never played guitar, and then we were roommates through college, and then one day towards the end of college, this would have been 2003, 2004.
Mm-hmm.
He just starts playing my guitar. I'm like, what's going on, dude? Where did that come from? And he's like, I've been watching these videos online. And I'm like, man, I never had videos. I had to go sit there and I didn't have a teacher, but my dad was my guitar teacher. So I would sit there and have lessons from my dad. And I'm like, it would have been way cooler just to watch a video anytime I wanted, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that content being out there, that's cool. So you cobbled that all together. Now, when was your first clutch that you bred and produced?
So when I first got back in, the 7 or 8 years ago, I was watching YouTube videos. I was watching Granddaddy Herps, and I was watching, Brian Gundy videos, and I'm watching Brian Barczyk videos, right? And I produced my first clutch, maybe the first year or second year. And I didn't know really what I was doing. I just took a male, and I think it was a Pastave or a queen bee. It might have been a queen bee, and I put him to a normal female, and I got 12 eggs, and it was my first clutch, and I was super excited. Had no idea what I was doing. I incubated it in a cooler.
Yeah.
Like super rookie, man. I had nobody to talk to about this stuff. I was just, like I said, doing it on my own. And all the babies came out great, and I was selling babies on Craigslist, and I think I might have put some up on Morph Market. And sorry if you heard my dog barking.
That's sure. Okay, I was like, man, is that a commotion in my house or not? I was like, I might have to step out for a sec because my front door is right on the other side of this wall, right in front of me, and I was like, did I hear my dog through that wall? Because there shouldn't be anything going on.
No, that was my dog. That was my dog. Right. Sorry about that. But yeah, you know what? A lot of people celebritize the bigger breeders, and I'm just not one of those people. I feel like if you're a bigger breeder, that just means that you're like me, but you're just further ahead than I am, right?
Yeah, further along, right?
So anytime I had questions, I would just randomly call Brian Gundy out of nowhere and be like, hey man, what do you think about this? Or I call Justin Kabelka, and I'm just like, hey man, shoot him a text, hey bro, this is Ray from Alluring Serpents, what do you think about this? And they're nice, and they responded to me. And
Justin's about to get 49 texts from every person in the audience. So you're like, is that real?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Ray told me to give you a text, Justin, and here I am.
But yeah, man, I just started reaching out to people, and I didn't feel like, oh, you're a certain status, so I can't reach out to you. I feel like you're a certain status, so you would probably know better than anybody. Let me reach out to you. Yeah. Now things have definitely grown since I started doing that, because now people have Patreons where they're dedicated to the people that are a part of their Patreons. And that makes a lot of sense, because then that weeds out, I guess I don't want to say anything bad, but it kind of weeds out the nonsense questions. Does that make sense?
No, it does. And I see it from both angles. So like, I can't remember if we were on the air when I said it, or maybe it was before we came on this show. I've been treated like a lesser person by somebody I would consider a snob. So I wasn't the cool kid in high school. I had my long hair, and you see me in person. While you're 6'5", I'm about 5'10", and 139 pounds, sopping wet. So
yeah,
I've learned how to get through life, kind of deal. So it's really important to me that I never act like a snob towards anybody. And I've wrestled with Patreon. Is it snobbery, or is it, to your point, let's find a place where the dedicated people that are truly into it can have their own space together? And there's I do that too. And so I wrestle with that. A lot of people have said, why don't you get on the road to Patreon? First, I don't know that I have Patreon worthy content, but if I do, I'd be happy to try it. But I also I want everybody to have a shot at it,
Right. So here's my thing with that is, like, there's some people that have Patreons, and like, what are you giving these people?
Right.
What knowledge or information or guidance are you giving them that's worth that $40 a month or $100 a month? Now, when you look at people like Justin, Billy, Ozzy, just for everybody knows who those three are. So we'll use them as an example. They have, 20 years in the industry, 25 years in the industry. They've been through every single up and down that there is. They've been putting themselves out there for years now, decades. And it makes sense for them to have a Patreon, because they're bringing value to every single one of them.
Right.
But then you got people that have been in the industry for a year, and you got a Patreon, and like, what are you doing?
Well,
you know.
I take, what's the word? Solace. I take comfort in the idea of the market will cure this. If somebody's coming to the game, what's the expression? Bringing a knife to a gunfight, they're going to get shot, man. And that's vulgar. You know what I'm saying? The market calls out the fakers because the money stops coming in. It ain't worth the time to fake it because of all the effort it takes. We're going to have somebody sign up for your Patreon and there's one other person they get to hang out with. No, that ain't going to work.
So here's the thing. Like, some people join Patreons just to be a part of that network. It's not always about the content that they're getting. It's about the network of all the other people that are in it.
Other people. Yeah. And so, Edward says information is free, experience should be compensated. Yeah, I'm a consultant in my day job. I charge people for my experience. But Ray, you bring up a good point. Antoine's done work with me on my channel before. We're good buddies. But let's just say hypothetically, I couldn't stand Antoine, but I knew that everybody on his group chat I would get access to if I joined his Patreon, and I want to network with those 50 people. Yeah, that would make sense. You know, so there's all these different levels and angles of,
I was gonna say different angles
of value, and I love it because this whole conversation couldn't have existed 20 years ago. We literally couldn't be talking live face to face 20 years ago with an audience of people that could agree or disagree or want to write something stupid in the chat. That all is here now. It's all like, what an amazing time shoot, 25 years ago, it would have cost you and I money just to make a phone call to each other because we had these stupid things called long distance charges. My high school was halfway across. Yeah, my high school was halfway across my county. I had some girlfriend that lived on the other side of the county. I got a phone bill for $48 one month. My dad lost it, and he's like, "That's long distance." So she goes to my high school. He's like, "Well, you better figure out how you're going to pay the $45, man." You know, like. Yeah,
that's so funny, man. Or collect calls. Do you remember collect calls?
Yeah. Oh man. All right. So you bring it up.
What was it? 1-800-collect.
My parents were and are divorced. My dad lived in Jacksonville, Florida, and I lived here with him primarily. And before my mother moved to Homestead, she lived up in Maine. And my parents would fly me back and forth, school holidays, summers, and we didn't have huge amount of money. So they flew me solo, like 8, 9, 10 years old. I'm flying solo to Maine, and they wanted me to call them at every stop, but they didn't want to pay the long distance. So they would have me call collect. And when they got the collect call, would know to hang up, and I was okay. So I could never actually talk to them, but the operator would be like, and they were like, because you had to say your name, you'd be like,
call. You have a collect call from Adam.
And they were like, if something's wrong, say emergency. If not, we're hanging up on you. I'm like, okay, that means I'm clear.
Oh, that's funny, man. I used to go back and forth from Florida to New York when I was younger too on solo trips. It's interesting. Yeah, that's funny.
And to this day, I love flying. Airports are like the purest form of emotion, the pure joy of people that haven't seen each other in years. You can find at the airport. Pure hatred for people that can't get on a flight and are so angry with whoever. Like, there's no medium in an airport. Everybody's just flipping out, or they're thrilled because they're all going on vacation, or they're hungover and jet lag.
Bitter, man. There's a lot of bitter people out there, bro.
Oh yeah, and they're on display at the airport for sure, man.
Listen, they're on display in this industry too. It's they're almost proud. They're almost proud to be bitter. How does that work?
I don't know, man. I don't have time in the day, in my life, in my heart. I got nowhere, nothing, none of it. Ray, what are you buying? It's been Black Friday's coming up. What are you buying these days? You got your eye on anything? What's everybody in the chat buying? There are like what's his name? Garrick, who, by the way, 2 weeks, Garrick DeMeyer is going to be on the show. He crashed Instagram today. Like, don't try and sell anything. Let's let Garrick finish his business, and then we'll all get back to it, right?
Yo, Garrick is really awesome, actually. He's one of the people that I would call randomly. And he is just humble and, knowledgeable and willing to sit down and chat with you for a few and really give you positive, good information that's useful, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. He strikes me that way. From what I understand, he's a two-man show with just incredible volume of animals. He works hard. Like you say, he has answered every one of my messages. And we've been trying to sort this out for 4 months. He never says go away. He never makes me feel like I'm a hassle. He's up front. Hey, I'm busy. I can't make it work on that actually is going to be on a Wednesday night, first ever Wednesday night show. He's going to be on that week. And it just worked out. I couldn't do the Tuesday night one because of a family thing. So here's
the thing, right? I've purchased snakes. Well, let me answer your question real quick. Your question was, what do I plan on purchasing?
What do you buy?
Nothing right away because funds are kind of tight, and
right.
I live in my rent. Just my rent for my 3-bedroom apartment is like $3,200, so just crazy.
Dude, you're in Boca, right?
Yeah, I'm in Boca, man, land of the rich, and
you gotta move to Jacksonville, man. You can live on $3,200 a month. You can live like a king up here. Let me tell you.
Yeah, probably anywhere in the country, I'd probably live like a king.
Yeah, I know all about it. That's the reason I moved back here, man.
Yeah, but if I think that the next money I spend is going to be focused on DG because I want to make DG with dark genetics, so chocolate, blackhead, yada yada yada.
Right.
And the reason I want to do that is because it's going to go into the Exanthic clown stuff. So my projects are all going to be focused on hets for the next few years, like I said. So it's going to be Exanthic clown genetic stripe, Exanthic clown pieds, Exanthic clown hypos, Exanthic clown DGs.
Okay.
So I'm going to have that Exanthic clown base, and then eventually the goal is to have, Exanthic clown DG put to an Exanthic clown pied, which will make Exanthic clown double hets.
Right.
Right, which will improve my odds to hit the quads.
That's right. You're going to start to get the visual that you get more and more visual, less and less het each time, ideally.
Right, exactly. So that's the long-term goal, and that's really where I want to be when I plant my feet firmly.
Man, Kai's been in the audience an hour and a half. He pops up when he hears that. I'm hatching a chocolate DG clutch. There you go, Ray. There's your connection right there.
Don't murder me, Kai.
Yeah, I'm not an agent for anybody. That's between you.
But that's the thing. So like, the stuff I want to get into is not cheap. So I have to be mindful and I have to manage my funds properly.
Right.
And I'll just get what I can when I can. But the next pickups will always be DG for the moment because I have plans for that project with other recessives.
Yeah, it's refreshing to hear truthfully, because it's real and it's all of us. I'll get what I can when I can responsibly.
Yep.
And I'll run my own race. Like,
yeah,
that's the reality of it. And we can get into this. I call it the competition fallacy of, oh, what do they have? What do I have? Like, that's almost, and I don't think it's the case with all pythons, but across the internet, that's some of the worst. Oh, what does she have? Oh, look at her. She's an influencer. I got to have that now. I got to buy that. Let me go.
So here's the thing is that I've talked to people that are brand new, in it for a few years, and they're almost bitter to themselves that they're not where Justin is or Ozzy is or Antoine at High Desert is. And it's like, dude, hit the brakes for a second and realize what you're doing. You're comparing yourself to somebody that's been in the game for 10, 15, 20, 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah. It ain't
cut yourself a break.
Yeah, there's a reason we're not all super famous breeders. Like it's going to take some time and some effort. And like even the people that aren't, I mean, I think it was yesterday. My reel yesterday was Jeremy Baud's Mojave Desert Ghost Clown that he just hatched. Like, can you imagine how stoked you or I would be to hatch that? Like, I know he worked years towards getting that thing. Unreal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, speaking of years to hit something, so 3 years ago is when I told you I was starting to take it a little more serious. And I went on Morph Market and I was looking up combos of things that maybe I could make. And one thing that I found very little of was genetic striped pieds. There was only maybe one or two at the time, and they had no codoms in it or anything. So I had a banana pied, and I had a banana pied male, and I had a calico genetic stripe female. And I put those two together 3 years ago. I ended up with 10 eggs. 4 were females, 6 were males. I sold 4 of the males, kept 2 back.
Yeah.
And I kept all 4 females back. I've been raising them up for the past 3 years.
Still
yeah, definitely still have them. And that, hold on, sorry, my son just walked in. So I still have them, and I've been raising them up. And this was the first year that I was able to produce a clutch from a double het to double het pairing. Now, I didn't hit the double visual, even though I thought I did. But in all honesty,
you cut on Key's show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I hit.
Go ahead. Sorry. No.
That
was a big deal.
I thought that I hit it. But I really don't think so now. And I say that because genetic stripes typically have a blushing out of the eye stripe that goes into the dorsal right at the back of the head. And this is very, very clean and crisp and cut off. So it doesn't have that genetic stripe eye stripe, which, dude, I went on Morph Market and I looked at maybe 500 or 600 different genetic stripe combos, and almost, I would say 98%, 99% of them had the blushing in the back of the eye stripe. And with that said, it made me feel like, okay, maybe this is not it.
Yeah.
But the stripe along the back makes me think that it was it. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to keep racking my brain about it. I'm not going to keep asking people about it. What I'm going to do is raise it up and then breed it to its grandmother, who is a visual genetic stripe. Right? Now, if all the babies are genetic stripe, he's visual.
Yeah, it's a male, so you can get to it real fast.
Yeah, I could get to it in
3 years.
Yeah, 10, 12 months, right? I could probably get to it.
Yeah.
So, that's something that took me a while, and I still haven't hit it yet, but I have the opportunity now. Now I have 4 females that are breeders size. I got the males that I could put with them, and we'll just keep going for it until we get it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And like we were talking about just a moment ago, genetically, you start with triple het to triple het. That next generation, if you got a visual, now the problem is there's 66% of the other two. That's the hard part. But with the testing now, it's going to make all the difference in the world. Even if you got to test 4 of them, it's going to cost you $300. But you know which male to use, and you know which ones to pass on, kind of deal, as what they are, kind of deal. So
unfortunately for me, they don't have a genetic stripe test yet.
Not yet. It will. They're going to figure it out. It will.
They'll have all the receptors down eventually.
Nikki Jane, thanks for hanging out. I thought you were gone at 1 a.m. UK time when we started. Thanks for joining. It's been fun chatting this week. Take care. Thanks for hanging out.
Across the pond. Thank you for stopping by.
She's a Liverpool fan. This is great. So thank you. Go
ahead,
Nikki. You caught the bulk of it. You won't miss too much more. So, I don't know. I had on my list. Have you seen? You said you feed live. Do you raise your own rats, or you purchase?
So right now I'm purchasing, but I just started, getting my toes wet with breeding my own rats, because it's costly, man. Especially if you don't have a good solid, somebody that's giving you wholesale prices. Because if I buy at the store, I'm paying $3 for a small rat.
Yeah, well, I think here in town, I bet I pay $4 for a small rat at the store. So I heard, and I haven't experienced it because I work with one rodent breeder, and thank God he and I are tight, and I want to keep it that way, or whatever I got to do. But man, somebody, one of my buddies from Orlando, said he had to drive to Lakeland the other day, which I don't expect everybody to know their Florida geography, but that's about an hour drive out of Orlando one way to get rats, because the town of Orlando is depleted on feeders is what he was saying. So I didn't know if anybody else had been experiencing that. And then we talked about it at the very start of the show. I guess I didn't see the video, so maybe somebody else did. Clarify if I'm misrepresenting anything. But my understanding was, and I think it was Justin, but somebody influential put out a video saying basically, hey, it's a tough market. This is the year to skip things that you might miss on because you're going to get stuck with leftovers. to deplete the market. That feels pretty entitled to me. Like
that feels like CNN fear mongering is what it sounds like to me.
If that's exactly what it felt like. And somebody asked me that. In the comment section on my video I posted the other day, they asked me similar about that. And I said, no way. Matter of fact, that encourages me to do the opposite, because if everybody else is buying that they should drive the supply down, we all know if supply goes down, demand goes up, price goes up. These are basic economics. I'm not saying it's a predictor of the future, but I'm saying as a principle, this is a reasonable thought. And then when I saw where it was coming from, it felt a little snobbish. Like, why don't you, little guy, step aside, let the big boys handle it? Like,
so here's the thing. This is my perspective, right? Is like, so I've talked to someone said that's manipulation. Interesting. So I've talked to people that have been breeding high quality animals, and they say that it's hard for them to sell high quality animals, right? High end animals. I don't want to say
what's funny is the people that's in this chat, I won't call out everybody's name, I'll let them speak up. Somebody that breeds very high end, I mean, in my world, very high, $4,000 to $5,000 animals.
Mm-hmm.
Their pitch is stop breeding the junk and you won't have trouble selling junk. You'll only sell the high end stuff.
Right.
Like,
I agree with that. But now here's
off the rack. And that's one person's perspective that I don't even necessarily agree with, but that's their perspective.
But now here's the thing about that is that the people that I was talking to, that, you know, when I was looking for the Xanthic clowns, I was talking to a lot of different breeders, and these people have expensive animals, and they were telling me it's hard to get rid of the expensive animals. And now my response to that was, are you on social media? No. Are you on YouTube? No. It's like, okay, well, what are you doing to put yourself out there so that people know you have these things, and so that people are comfortable sending you $5,000 or $10,000? You know, because if they don't know you and you got $10,000 animals, guess who's going to buy them? Nobody.
Yeah, that was my answer. Again, I'm not going to name names, and I haven't discussed this with the person, in fairness, either. The person who was saying that, I was like, You're saying they just sell themselves, but I see you posting every day on Instagram. I see you in every chat. I see you doing videos. Don't tell me you're not working your butt out. You're doing the work. That's great, and I commend them. I'm down with them. They're totally cool. I commend them. You know. So
now, back in the day, right? Back in the day, before there was this huge ball python explosion, yeah, animals probably sold themselves, and you didn't have to do much work because they couldn't find it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Right. So now you're in a new world where everybody's got ball pythons,
and everybody is doing the work.
And everybody is doing the work. So now you actually have to do something.
Right.
Yeah. Now you actually have to put in the effort to put your name out there, just like any other business. Listen, you don't have multi-billion-dollar companies putting commercials on TV because it doesn't work.
Right. Well, and we're gonna go down the rabbit hole. Seriously, we got about 10 minutes, and then I'm out. But
yeah, it's cool.
I can't remember if it was on air or off air. We were talking about Gary V. And Gary V. So Gary V. I watch a lot of his stuff on marketing, and he's almost like a little pro wrestler. Like, he just pumps you up. Like, he gets you excited. Oh. You know, you're like, yeah, I can go do this now. And so he said, like, the amount of boardrooms he sits in and tries to convince people the value and the power of social media, and they roll their eyes at him. And he goes to them, he says, so you think foreign governments can topple democracy with social media? You think it can ruin our kids' brains, but God forbid you think it can sell your cereal, or say, you know, and he's like jokes with them. Yeah. And it's funny because in my consulting world, one of a company that's been very, very good to me, I said, look, guys, you should be building a community around your wedding venue. Brides in their communities are gold. You could drive your metrics through the roof. They will share and reshare and reshare exponentially, like an atomic bomb. And literally, this company still buys billboards on I-26 in North Carolina, but will not do a social media. I got to watch my mouth. I'm going to get myself in trouble. They will not do a social media campaign around their wedding. And I offered to do it. I said, look, just have people film the venue. Just do landscapes, no sound, no nothing. I'll do the voiceover. I'll do the music. I'll do the editing. I'll make it as part of my contract. No, that's not who we are, Adam. I'm like, okay, man. Good luck. I don't know what to tell you. You know.
Yeah, I guess you don't enjoy making higher profits, but okay.
Okay, yeah.
I was actually thinking, like, you know how like you're sponsored, right, for your show.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking like it would be cool to see if I could get sponsored for making reels and having a company in the corner of my reel. My reel gets 1,000 views, maybe 5,000 views, maybe only 900 views, but it's just as good as, you know, a YouTube channel. Yeah,
you know, you say you said earlier you were a DIY guy, and I am. I'm a tinkerer. I figure things out.
Yeah, I love it.
In life and business and my career, I've thought the same way about roadblocks. Okay, there's competition down the street that I know is they're intruding on my customer base. How am I going to differentiate myself from them? What DIY am I going to do in-house and not just stomp my feet and go, wow, there's a competition. Screw that. I'm going to get to work. I'm going to figure out how to make a product better. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Well, that's where these sponsorships were from, because it's expensive to feed frozen thawed. I don't want to breed. It takes a lot of time to breed rats. So, okay, Adam, what's your answer? Because most people say either you're going to pay for it or you're going to put the time in. I said, well, why don't I advertise? I'll cover my overhead that way.
Yeah.
I haven't quite gotten there, but I'm very close, and it makes it completely worthwhile to pay somebody else to raise rats and rodents for me. And that circles back to what fits in my world and makes sense in my world. But yeah, Steven, I just snapped up Steven on the screen there. Your brand reach and your brand leverage and the trust that people have in your brand is the value, and it's convincing the advertiser that you have that value.
Right.
Whether I don't know I've never done it with Reels. I've never done it on Instagram.
I've never done it either, and I've never even seen it, but it was just something that just popped in my head. Like, damn, if I'm getting 1,000+ views on a reel, that's 1,000 people watching the reel. That makes sense for a business to be like, hey man, you're getting a lot of views there. Maybe you can put my little logo in the corner or something like that. I don't know. It's just, I like to think about things. So there's three types of salesmen, right? There's the salesman who doesn't sell anything, right? Okay. Which just doesn't put in the work or hasn't mastered their craft, whatever it is.
They take orders. They don't sell. They just take orders. They just say, okay, what do you want? That's it.
Right, exactly. They wait for it to come to them. And then there's the salesman that will sell you, but then after you purchase, you feel bad about your purchase, right? So they make you feel bad about it. After you've purchased it, they go home and they feel like crap.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's another salesman.
Customer, they won't be back.
They won't be back. Now there's another salesman where you sell a product, regardless what it is, and that person goes home and they are flying on cloud 9 for who knows how long. Because you make them feel good. You make them feel important. You show them that they're valuable, that they're not just another number, that they're a person that you actually care about, and wanting them to feel great about not only what they're purchasing, but the experience that they had purchasing it.
Yes.
You know, so I see a lot of the second salesman in our industry, but I also see a lot of the third one. And it's nice to see good people. And
it's a thin line to walk, and it's hard. And so I used to work on that with servers in restaurants.
Yep.
You can be an order taker and you can get whatever comes your way.
Mm-hmm.
You can be the hard seller, like you say. You got to buy that. What's the guy from Office Space? Yeah, we got the turbo poppers today. Yeah, nobody wants that guy. But what if you're already going to order a steak, and I know that we have an amazing Cabernet, and maybe it's $18 a glass. It's expensive, but it's going to make your dinner fantastic, and I know you're going to be so thrilled with it, and they are. Suddenly, good selling was good service. Their experience was phenomenal, and you brought them to that place. So therefore, you're going to get rewarded for it. That should be the goal. That should be the goal of everybody, man.
So I say this a lot of the times, and I just want to squeeze it in. I know we only got a couple minutes left, but you know, you got people in this industry that are in it because they're dealing with recovering from addiction, right?
Yeah.
So they love the animals. You got people that are going through divorces. You got people that have lost their businesses, lost their homes. You got people that are dealing with children that maybe aren't going down the right road. And, you got a lot of people in this industry that are going through a lot of things that they don't share because they're, maybe they're embarrassed by it, or they just don't want, they don't want the pity party or whatever it is. And that's why I kind of feel like treat everyone with respect and love and just kindness. Kindness matters.
Yeah, it does matter.
I mean? And that's just going to benefit not only their self-esteem and them moving forward, but it's going to benefit your business too, because they're going to remember how you made them feel.
Right. Yeah. Some basic empathy really gets villainized these days. I'm not going to get into politics. I don't want to. There's so much division, but just simple, basic empathy goes.
Yeah, compassion and empathy, man.
Man, yeah, like it's so valuable, man. Ray, I said before we came on the air, I knew I could chat with you all night. We've gone 2 hours. I used to say that 1 hour was the max. Your dog, not mine.
Yes, my dog.
I got it now. I was like, what's June doing? That's my dog. Man, I've had a blast. I think we got through most, but I know that we could get through a whole lot more. Let's do this again.
I would love it, man.
Soon in 2023. Sit tight for a minute. I got to wrap this thing up. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, next week, Stephen and Courtney, another of the lamest people. I can't believe I'm popping promos for Chris Eaton, who has been very good to me. But it's very important to Stephen and Courtney. Jano was a great supporter of the channel. Sorry, I got something crawling on my camera. We got my calendar's over here. Stephen and Courtney. Then the following week, Garrick DeMeyer will be on. Like I say, that'll be a Wednesday show, but I'll give you those details later. Just for now, stick with Tuesday nights at 8. After that, I got Reggie's Urban Jungle. He's in this little contest as well. They're all coming out of the woodwork, man.
Cool, man. Yo, you know who you need to get? You need to get Pat from Dragon Soul.
I wanted to, but it's going to run out, man. I filled up. I got Andrew from REDLINE on the show, too. Pat's a really good dude. I know. I hang out with him on Fridays on Key's show, man, for sure. Adam from Benevolent Reptiles is in the contest as well. What a good dude. I watched his episode. Fantastic. So, look, go do this thing. Talk about putting in the work. These guys are putting in the work. Chris is brilliant. He's getting everybody to market for him. Kudos to him. He does a lot of good for our industry.
Yeah, Chris is doing a good job.
He does.
I mean, he's always focused on the assistants, but it is what it is.
You know what? Hey, it's his shtick. It's his show. And again, I've had some personal interactions with him. He's been very good to me personally.
Oh, I've talked to him in private chats. Actually, he invited me on to do my own 15 minutes of lame after the new year.
He's extended me the opportunity, and he worked
pretty
really closely with Jeremy on a project Jeremy and I were working on. Anyway, but one thing I found out today, you can vote every day, once every 24 hours. So even if you can't choose, go throw some love to the people that you do care for and that you do know, or that you do respect the work that they're doing. Go take care of them on that. I think that's it. It is. Y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. If you weren't here at the beginning of the show, I am absolutely thankful for you being on the show. The strength of this community that we've built with this audience has allowed so many opportunities in my life through sponsorships, through meeting people, hanging out with people like Ray. It just means the world to me. It's such a great release. And I hope your Thanksgiving is wonderful. I know it's a tough time of year for some folks. If you need to, I got chills. You need to shoot a note to somebody, DM, whatever. I'm pretty good at listening, guys. Take care of yourselves. Y'all taking care of me. Cheers. I'll see you next Tuesday. Travel safe. Enjoy your time with your family. Cheers, Ray. Thank you so much. Oh, Ray's comment down below too. Yeah, man.
Thank you for having me on, man. I'm super grateful. And thank you to everybody in the chat that came out. And I got some family members in here. So thank you, brother. Thank you, cousin. Thank you, daughter.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Thanksgiving.
Thanks, everybody. See you next week. We'll do it again. Same time, same place. Next episode, Stephen and Courtney. Good night. Oh, I got to hit the music. I was just going to end. Hang on here. I got all excited. Here we go. All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye.